Hello YouTube, Freddie Cardona here. Welcome back to another episode of Driving in the News. Today is December 7th, 2022. It's the anniversary of Pearl Harbor, the Pearl Harbor attacks. All right, let's get right into the news.
Feel mild. These factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
It's pro time because at Lowe's, it's Provember. Save big with inventory you can count on, like Flex products or DeWalt power tools starting at just $99. Plus, Lowe's MVPs members earn up to 3 times bonus points per dollar on select items. Save all Provember long. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. MVPs Pro Rewards Program terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/L/Pro Loyalty terms. Subject to change. Prices valid from 10/17/22 to 2/3/23 or until supplies last.
Wednesday News Time, 8:51. Let's get traffic and transit on the ones. Here's Karen Stewart.
Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. It's 45 in at the GW Bridge. It's an hour in at the Lincoln. And now on 495 eastbound near the Helix, we have a disabled vehicle in the center lane. That's what happens. People run out of gas. Not that I'm saying that's exactly what happened, but it happens a lot in delays that reach an hour. Inbound side of the Holland Tunnel, that's an hour too. Outbound, we're doing well at all 3 Hudson River crossings. We've got a 45-mile-an-hour weather-related speed restriction fog of the Mario Cuomo Bridge. Now, the eastbound LIE near the Cross Island Parkway has got an accident. The right lane and shoulder are blocked. There are heavy delays in the area, but heavier is the trip between the Van Wyck and the Clearview going eastbound and westbound. Westbound LIE is jammed to the Queens Midtown Tunnel because it falls within this closure on the FDR northbound. What closure? Oh, you missed it? Well, the northbound FDR Drive has been closed for hours at 36th Street. We've got the right lane, all lanes blocked there. There's an accident investigation going on. We're hearing that the right lane will be the one that's blocked, and they're going to open 2 lanes for us. Hasn't happened yet, though. Delays go all the way back downtown to the Brooklyn Bridge. Alternate side parking rules and regulations are in effect. We're sponsored by Jackpocket, letting you play official state lottery games on your phone. Use code RADIO for a free Mega or Powerball 18 or older to play. Please visit jackpocket.com/TOS for terms. Our next report is 9:01. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
And off to AccuWeather now, and Dean DeVore.
We've got the dreary, damp, and cruddy weather that continues here as we go through the day. At least it's mild. In terms of the amount of rain, nothing as heavy as we saw, I think, anymore for the city and inland suburbs, as we've been seeing, especially on Long Island right now, and that's moving off to the east, but just some light pockets of moderate rain and some drizzle as we go through the rest of the day. Mild temperatures stewing around in the upper 50s to near 60s, still dreary and damp with some low clouds and fog this evening. Breeze picks up and then should dry out overnight. Temperatures upper 40s in the city, closer to 40 in the inland suburbs. We'll get back up to about 54 tomorrow. It's still mild, breezy with some sun. Chillier with clouds, a little sun on Friday as we're in the low to mid 40s. Some chilly showers Saturday, and I'm thinking that we need to keep an eye on Sunday night into Monday, especially for the possibility of some wintry mix or more rain at the coast. Right now, we've got all rain and drizzle, 58 degrees. It's only going up a couple more. It's near 60 today. I'm with the meteorologist Dean DeVore, New York's weather station, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Wednesday News Time, 8:53. Time magazine has made its annual designation.
This year, the person of the year is Volodymyr Zelensky and the spirit of Ukraine. You know, whether one looks at this story of Ukraine with a sense of hope or a sense of fear, and the story's, of course, not fully written yet.
Time editor Edward Felsenthal tells NBC's Today Show Zelensky has galvanized the world in a way we haven't seen in a long time.
He understands, as some other people of the year we've talked about in recent years do, that attention is in many ways the world's most valuable currency. And he's used that attention through speeches every day in the early days, social media. You know, he really understands the weapons of this digital age, and he's kept the eyes of the world on this story.
Time has awarded the title since 1927. Last year's Person of the Year was Elon Musk, who was also on this year's shortlist. So was, by the way, Liz Cheney, Ron DeSantis, and the U.S. Supreme Court. Caroline's Comedy Club in Midtown is closing. Owner Caroline Hirsch says she's decided not to renew their Times Square lease and that the New Year's Eve show is going to be the last. Comic Norlex Belmo crushed by the news.
I was heartbroken. I found out on my way to this show tonight, and this is the first club that headlined me in New York. This is one of the first clubs that I came to as a comic just to watch more experienced guys, and it's sad to see it go. It's real sad.
Well, they're not completely going away. Hirsch says they'll be taking the brand nationwide and to check their social media for details. It's an end of an era in New York City theater. After nearly 30 years, the off-Broadway show Stomp will be closing January 8th, but it won't be gone completely. Producers say Stomp will continue on tour. The move to add potentially armed robots to the San Francisco PD, that's been tabled for now.
The controversial plan, approved only last week, would have permitted authorities to attach an explosive device to a remote-controlled robot, but only in limited circumstances, when the loss of life is imminent and there is no other option. There was an immediate backlash, however. Now the supervisors have reversed themselves, but it may only be temporary. There will be further discussion.
Steve Futterman reporting.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 38,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Hi, this is Stu Leonard, and we have your perfect Christmas tree. They're delivered fresh every day. You won't leave and tie it to the roof of your car. Get your wreaths, roping, and tree at Stu Leonard's, and for each tree we cut, we plant 2. You always ask me, where do I set up my tree at home? You know what I say? Wherever my wife Kim tells me. Hey, Stu Leonard's Christmas trees are precious. Starting at $32.99. Have a happy holiday. Ho, ho, ho.
Now Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins, sponsored by Sloman's. Here's Steve Potus.
Well, Susan, Dish Networks is hoping to grab a piece of the customer pie from the big wireless providers. It started a trial of its Boost Infinite wireless plan with a $25 a month lifetime price guarantee. Now, Dish looks to take the offer nationwide in the opening months of next year. The $25 deal comes with some strings. It does not include taxes or fees, and it caps data at 30 gigabytes. Now, the fastest growing areas for dining across the country are smaller cities or suburbs, that according to Open Table. The Wall Street Journal says the trend is being driven by big city restaurateurs who are opening high-end establishments outside of city centers to serve diners who work from home or have moved out of the city. On Wall Street, S&P futures, they're still down about 10 points. NASDAQ in the red 55. Dow futures are down 19. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Steve Potus for 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Homeowners, winter is coming. It'll be here before you know it. If you heat your home with oil, you have to hear this message. Low-price home heating oil is now available at a fixed price that can save you hundreds of dollars a year on your home heating bill. If you think you're paying way too much to heat your home, then pick up yourself and call 866-OIL-DEAL. 866-OIL-DEAL to see how much you can save on home heating oil. The Sloman's Home Heating Oil Service Center is staffed 24/7. Mechanics are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to ensure your family is never left in the cold. Just call 866-OIL-DEAL. The heating oil line is now open. Think you're paying too much for your home heating oil or service? Then call the home heating oil line now to see how much you can save. Don't wait. There's no reason to pay too much for home heating oil. Get the best service, 24-hour mechanics, and a low flat rate for this home heating season guaranteed. Just call 866-OIL-DEAL. 866-OIL-DEAL.
Wins News Time, 8:58. Good morning, it's Susan Richard with a quick question for you. This message: did you live, work, or go to school in Lower Manhattan below Canal Street, either on 9/11 or in the 8 months that followed? I ask because if you did, you really need to contact Barish and McGarry at 911awards.com. See, this is because you might be eligible for both free lifetime health care and an award from the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund. Our government created those programs for everyone who was breathing in all that toxic dust in Lower Manhattan. But so many people aren't enrolling because, at least in part, they mistakenly think that this is only for first responders. Well, let's be clear. This fund is also for a lot of other people. 300,000 downtown office workers, 25,000 downtown residents, and 50,000 students and teachers. And this is even if you're currently healthy. So let Barish and McGarry help you enroll. Go to 911awards.com. That's 911awards with an S.com. Barish and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
WINS FM in HD1 New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
58 degrees, still pockets of rain going up to 60. More people get their news from 1010 Wins than from any other radio station in the nation. Phil Pilato is our service aide. Walter Geis is the writer. Justin Schrager at the editor's desk. I'm Susan Richard.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM, New York.
Good morning, 58 degrees, clouds, still some pockets of rain in the area here at 9 o'clock. I'm Glenn Schuck. Here's what's happening. Aaron Judge looks like he's staying in the Bronx. Reports have him signing a new contract, 9 years, $360 million. We'll have all the details coming up. There's a funeral a couple hours from now for the Yonkers police sergeant killed on duty last week. Hundreds waited in the rain yesterday for the wake for Frank Goldino. 3 teens among 4 people shot in the Bronx last night as the search for that gunman goes on. Raphael Warnock defeats Herschel Walker in the Georgia runoff. Democrats now have the 51-49 majority in the Senate. And Mayor Adams appears to be taking on his own administration when it comes to rats. He spoke with 1010 Wins. We'll share what he had to say. In sports, beside that big Aaron Judge news, the Devils got another win and the Islanders lost. AccuWeather rain at times continuing this morning. Spotty showers this afternoon as well, but it will be mild as we stick around this number right here at 60. Wednesday time 9:01. It is traffic and transit time. Let's see how we're doing. Here's Karen Stewart.
Oh, we're doing fine. We're doing much better on the FDR Drive. You know why? Now only the right lane is blocked on the northbound FDR 36th Street. Yes, after hours of it being closed, only the right lane is closed now at 36th Street. They are letting traffic by. Ongoing accident investigation going on there. We are still bumper to bumper, very heavy bumper to bumper traffic from back down at the Brooklyn Bridge. But the closer you get to 36th Street, the more it's going to start to ease up a lot. Eastbound LIE, they just cleared that Cross Island Parkway accident, but let me tell you, the LIE is a mess. Both ways between the Clearview and the Van Wyck. The westbound delay will continue out to Woodhaven Boulevard, and then we're jammed again from 48th Street to the Queens Midtown Tunnel because the Queens Midtown Tunnel drops you off right where that full closure that we had was on the FDR Drive. Again, now we've got only the right lane shut there. We've got 45 minutes at the George. We've got an hour at the Lincoln. We've got an hour at the Holland. Alternate side parking rules and regulations are in effect today, and the Newark to World Trade Center line of the path is still running with delays. Traffic is sponsored by the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, bringing all cashless tolling to the Lincoln on December 11th, so you no longer have to stop and pay. Get Easy Pass and make your trip even easier and cheaper. Learn more at joineasypass.com. Our next report is 9/11. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Wednesday's time, 9:02. Aaron Judge is sticking around, staying in pinstripe. Yankee fans, a sigh of relief. Several outlets now reporting that the reigning American League MVP is going to re-sign with the Yankees for 9 years, $360 million. It appears to match the offer that was made by the San Francisco Giants yesterday. Now, Judge, of course, coming off this huge historic season, setting the American League record by hitting 62 home runs, and this new contract will give him the highest average annual salary of any position player in baseball history. So again, it looks like 9 years and $360 million. Aaron Judge staying with the Yankees. Wednesday news time, 9:03. The funeral for a Yonkers police sergeant who was killed last week on the job is going to be held later on this morning.
It's a somber, rainy day in Yonkers where hundreds say goodbye to Police Sergeant Frank Gualdino. Mayor's Mike Spano says his loss is deeply felt after serving the city for 24 years.
He was scheduled to retire in less than a year. He was, beloved by the department, a family man.
The 53-year-old father of 2 was killed in a crash last week where an out-of-control BMW slammed into his unmarked car. Spano says Gualdino was not only a good cop, but always had a smile on his face.
Oh, you're going to miss him.
Darius Radzius, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in Yonkers.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this Driving in the News. And we'll see you on the next video.